Hello, Robert. Hello, Stacy. Can we hear me? See me? Wave to me. Huh. Okay. Let's talk about Jason Gianni and odd time signatures. Here we go. Okay. So let's talk about odd time signatures and counting systems. How's that sound, gentlemen and ladies? Odd, 5-8, 7-8, 4-4, subdivisions. Do we all know how to count 5-8? That's a simple count. 7-8's a simple count. What is that? I can't see that. I got to change the screen. Hold on, guys. Okay. First off, let's start with 4-4. It's a simple process when you're doing 4-4. There's a lot of different ways to count 4-4. You know, if you're just going to count quarter note count, what you have, for example, if I have 4 quarter notes, would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you're a beginner and you want to learn how to read, I usually like to space that out because you're going to have some 8th notes and some 16th notes. So what I like to do is count that in 16th note formation. 1 E and a 2 E and 3 E and a 4. So you get all the notes in between equal. Okay? So now, that's, or 8th note count. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now let's say I had 16th note counts. It's just 8th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I can count that in quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm feeling the 8th note. And that's where the odd time signatures come into view. So let's take 5-8. That means there's 5 8th notes to a measure. But the pulse never changes. The quarter note pulse. If I use the quarter note pulse in 4-4, I have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That is 8 8th notes. So the quarter note pulse is there. So if I count 5-8, the pulse has to remain the same. 2 8th notes equal 1 quarter note. So I'm going to play it on the hi-hat so you can see it, okay? Hey, William, how you doing? Thank you, Will. Did you get the book today, by any chance? If not, I will mail one out to you later on this afternoon. All right, so now we have the quarter note. We're playing 8th notes. That's 8 8th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But look at the pulse. Okay, the pulse is the quarter note. 1 and. Now you have 5-8. You have 1, 2. You count 5-8 as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 8th notes. 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to put that with a quarter note pulse. And something happens here. You're making a transition. Well, you're not making it to 4/4. We're just going to play in 5/8. But listen to the bass drum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then it comes back to the 1. So we'll go over a 2-measure increment. That bass drum falls back on the 1 the second time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, do we all understand that? Can't hear you guys. Do we understand that? We understand 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5/8 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice I shouted out the second time 2, because now instead of shifting, why is that interesting? I'm not going to play. If I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's actually 5/4. But I'm taking the pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, the quarter note. Now there's 5/8 notes. 2 eighth notes equal 1 quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4. And when I get to 4, I'm going to get 5. And that is an eighth note missing, so it's extended into the next measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bang, we're back. 2, 3. You understand that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the pulse. I'm still playing in 5/8, not 5/4. 5/4 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 quarter notes. You understand that? Now he talked about subdivision. Now 5/8, there's only a couple different ways you could subdivide it. Okay, so I could divide it into 3 and 2. But watch the bass drum. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. Want me to slow that one down? Because I maintain that quarter note. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. I'm sorry. Do you understand that? Stacy, Robert, William, do we understand that? You got it? The quarter note, you see what's hard about it? It's not hard. The pulse remains the same. Okay? So I'm in 5/8. William, you understand it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if I subdivide that into in an odd grouping of 2 and 3, or 3 and 2. Let's do 3 and 2. 3, there would be a total. If I added 3 plus 2, that's 5/8 notes. There we go, 5/8. So I'm going to have 1, 2. That takes care of the first quarter note. 3, 4. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Now I got to go back to 3. 1, 2. The 2 is going to. The bass is going to fall on the 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. It's difficult. Is my match grip as good as my tech? I don't think this is good at all. It depends on what I'm playing. I mean, I could sit here and run down the Charlie Wilcox and both traditional and parallel or matched or whatever you want to call it, German. That's not a problem. That's prefer to count it. I mean, to play traditional. I've been playing traditional all my life, but it depends on the tune I'm playing. If I'm playing a little funk, I get a nicer feel here. Hey, Mr. Hoyce. Did you understand what Jason was talking about the other day? We were talking about counting systems and subdivisions at the moment. I just explained, ouch, how to count or to subdivide 5/8. We're going to go to 7/8. We're going to work with 5/8, 7/8, and 4/4. What I like to do is say play in 7, 7/8, and then make the transition into 4. One measure of 7, one measure of 4/4, one measure of 7/8, one measure of 4/4. And it sounds pretty funky. Of course I work on both. With all this stuff going on today, I have very little time to work on anything except cameras and computers and writing lessons. William, you still here, William? Did you get the book today? And you're having your lesson on Zoom. You're having your lesson on Zoom tomorrow. You having any problems getting into Zoom? Because I will send you an invite by email or Skype. Yeah, he did a great job. He really did. He's just he's about 53 years old. As a matter of fact, his birthday is the 13th. You didn't get your book. Unbelievable. I don't understand that. I really don't understand. I mailed that out the day I received the payment. That was a couple of weeks ago. It should not take this long. So I'm going to go down there and I'm going to mail another book to you. And I will show you the tracking number. And you got to promise me, though, if you get the other book, before, you know, if you get 2 books now, send me back 1, okay? Okay. Now, you said he explained it greatly. You understand the quarter note pulse underneath the 5/8 and the 7/8? Because it makes a 2-measure transition and a subdivision. I can count 5 as 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, we understand that. All right. Now, if I go from 5/8 to 4/4, I'm going to do it slow. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Look at the bass drum. I'm sorry, I can't talk and do that. This is hard. Listen to the bass drum's pulse. It's a quarter note pulse. Just tap your foot when you hear the bass drum, and you're going to hear a consistent distance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you hear how the bass drum, all right, instead of on the 1 of the next measure, it's on the 2, because you're making the 8th note value with the quarter note pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the subdivision, here's a good way to count it. Sit at your drum set, get your right hand on the hi-hat, and subdivide it in 3 and 2. So 3 plus 2 equals 5. But now when you get to 3, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, and I'm back. 1. Do we understand that? It's not easy, this stuff. Okay? That's the 5/8. Now, that's one of the subdivisions. But what I like to do is if I'm going to count 5/8 and go into 4/4, listen for that bass drum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back, 1 and. See how it shifts over the transition? That's where it becomes difficult, and that's what he was talking about, internalizing it. And the only way you could internalize it is to sit behind your drum set and just do what I just did, counting it and counting it, and you get to feel it. Once you get to feel it, because I can't teach you to feel it, I could explain it to you mathematically. And once you get the feeling of it, then you could play over it or under it or on top of it or on the side. But it's all mathematics, is all it is. And in reality is what you're doing when you're playing in 5/8 going to 4/4, you're actually playing over the line. I don't think I said this before. I might have said it maybe Sunday. I don't know. I did tell Jason though. I was at a clinic, a local store, CMS store. I was at a clinic, and it was a gentleman. He was a good drummer. He really was. But he got up there and he explained playing over the line. And his statement was, when I play over the line, I don't care where 1 is. And I thought about that and I said, wait a minute. So I raised my hand and I asked him a question. If you don't care where 1 is, how do you establish a line to play over? Well, he was unable to respond to that correctly, and all he said to me was he's going to do some research on it. Now, maybe I shouldn't have said that publicly, maybe I should have asked him when he got off, but that's the type of person I am. I enjoy everybody, I'm respectful, I respect everybody's accomplishment, but when they say something like that, I need to say something publicly. Do you agree or disagree? Do we all understand the subdivisions? Would you like me to go over it a little bit more? See, the same thing is going to apply with 7/8. If I count 7/8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now notice like we talked about that Sunday. When I don't go 7, 1, I go 7 to keep the count steady. It's a 2 syllables, 7. So instead of saying 7, I go 7. So now I have 7/8 notes. There's 8/8 notes in 4/4. I did that. I'll do it again. All right. I'm going to do it slow. I'm going to start with 5/8, and then I'm going to go to 4/4. I'm going to do one measure of 5/8, one measure of 4/4. However, I'm just going to keep it straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, instead of a subdivision. The pulse is the quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back. 1 and 2. Now you see how the transition happened? I'm maintaining the value of the 8th note. 2 8th notes equal 1/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now into 4/4, I just did 5, so my count's going to change now to 1 and. But the bass drum fell on the and because the pulse remains the same. 1, 3, 5. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 2, and 3, and sorry, 4, and now 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, and. Does that help you out, Stacy? Do you understand that? I'm gonna do it slower. Just remember that pulse is the same. It don't change. The quarter note value remains the same. All right, 5, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 4. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. You got it? You understand that, William? Robert? Hoist? No, in reply to your question there, Robert, I do play both ways. Most drummers do. But I learned from the beginning this way. Okay? And, you know, the Beatle invasion, where Ringo Starr would hold his hands like this, this became called, it was called back then, matched or parallel. Then it became, you know, the correct way was German, French, now they even have an American. I don't know where the hell that comes from. But anyway, I do exercise when I do practice. Jeffrey Page, how are you? What is that? There are better way. What is that? There are better what? I don't understand the statement. If I was going to start lessons from the beginning, as of today or a couple weeks ago or whenever, I would start like this, without a doubt, only because of the open-handed. What's the question here? There are better ways to explain this. Okay, explain. Jeffrey, where are you from, Jeffrey? First off, the people that are here frequent my lessons. So I know their, basically I understand their level of drumming. So there are better ways to explain it. Well, yeah, there is. The subdivisions, that's what I explained. And we had a gentleman here Sunday doing a live lesson. I don't know if you know who that might be. That would be Jason Gianni. Jason Gianni, to me, is the master of odd times and polyrhythms. So Jeffrey, tell me, or tell everybody else now where you are from. I'm getting to the basic Mac. There's different ways. There's no better ways. That's off. You know, there's no better way. There's different ways. If the student or the person you're explaining this to understands it, then that's fine. So why don't you put your input in here? How would you explain that? I love this. 5, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How would you explain that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 8. 5/8 notes to a measure. 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 4, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Everybody here is waiting on your reply, Jeffrey. You opened up a whole can of worms here. So far, you guys, do you understand what I'm talking about? Making the transition, okay? Making the transition from 5/8 to 4/4, 7/8 to 4/4, the subdivisions. Well, if there's a better way, which I don't agree with better, it's different perhaps. New York, and Florida. Okay? Well, you said there's a better way. Can you explain it? You count 5/8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How else do you count 5/8? Jeffrey? Oh, it makes sense. It's mathematical, Stacy. Doesn't it's the laws, it's the rules. Whether you live in New York or whether you live in Florida, a quarter note equals 2/8 notes. Or if you live in England or Saudi Arabia or California or Quebec, an eighth note equals 2 quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was my pulse. Jeffrey Page. William, do you understand? Now, there were some sheets that he was working with from the syncopation. He also, I wrote out one of the lines from the new breed, and the syncopation we played in 4, and then we played the syncopation in 7. Okay, so do we all understand the reading? That's the important thing here, the reading skills. I'm going to go get those 2 pages or 3 pages. Hold on. Hey, Jeffrey, what in the world do you think I just did? Were you listening? The pulse remains the same. The quarter note equals 2/8 notes. All right, let's get to the sheet. Becomes the standard. The standard is the feel for eighth note. Eighth has a different feel. It's a steady pulse. It's not a different feel. Okay, I'll leave that alone. I don't want to get into this, but I can. You guys want me to get into this or what? How could an eighth note have a different feel? If I'm playing eighth notes here, that's an eighth note. If I play like this, that's a different feel. Or 1 and 2 and. Well, all right. Let's go to the sheet. I'm curious about this with you guys. We'll take the sheet from the new breed. Do we have that, guys? I will. Anyway, do we have the sheet from the new breed? There was 2 lines, 8 measures. Let me know if you have it in front of you guys. I'm going to ask Jeffrey one more question, Mr. Page. How long have you been playing drums? Or what kind of music do you play? Anyway, guys, get the sheet from the new breed. Quit your job. What's page 18? What, is that from the syncopation book, Robert? think I don't have the syncopate. I'm not getting up again. I have the one from the new breed. You got 3 sheets. I sent everybody 3 sheets. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. Yeah, from the new breed. Okay. Do you have that, Tom? I mean, William, Stacy, Robert, Mr. Wright? I sent you 3 sheets. No? What does P mean? Are you all right, Jeffrey? Jeffrey Page, P. I don't know what that means. All right. Can we all read those 2 lines? And here we're going to go into, you got them? Well, we're working on the one, I don't know if it's 1, 2, or 3. It's the it's a 2-line increment in 4/4. Okay? And there's the dotted 8th note, and the dotted 16th note, and all that good stuff. Do we all have that? Okay. Well, that's really good, Mr. Jeffrey. Very good. I'm going to get to you in a second. I want to give these guys here a lesson. Double kicks, you can read it. Okay? Hey, Jeffrey, why don't you get on my mailing list? Okay, and I'll email you, or maybe you and I can get on Skype or Zoom. Okay, well, I don't have it up here. Jason, here's the one I have. I have all of them, but I didn't label them. My fault. The one I'm talking about is, thank you, Stacy. Hey guys, what do you think about those master classes I showed in all the groups starting in January? So far on the faculty, we have 6 guys. I'm working on David Garibaldi and Colin Bailey. They'll be joining the staff as well. All right, here's the one I'm talking about. I'm going to play it with my bass drum. 1 E and the 2 and 3 E and the 4 E and the 1. That's the one I have. You all have that one? 1 E and the 2 and 3 E and the 4 E and the 1 E and the 2 E and 3 and 4 E and 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 and. That was 2 measures. Do we all know how to read them, or you want me to break it down? First measure, 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and the. Response? Anytime, okay. Email me, we'll get on Skype or Zoom, okay, Mr. Jeffrey? And we'll address what you're talking about. Hopefully it's... All right, well, if that's Jason 3, that's fine. I don't have it. I didn't mark it down. That's my fault. I'm going to do it slow. The first line. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and the 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and the 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and the 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4 E and the. Do we understand that? William, Stacy, and Robert. Now be honest. Can you read that page? Can you read those 3 measures I just did? If not, I'll break them down. This is important. The way I could read them, first of all, I did them in a 16th note count that we talked about before. When I first learned how to read this, not this particular page, but how to read, you can read it. Good for you, William. We're going to see, okay, tomorrow. All right? And we're going to work on it. If you could read this, we're going to go directly into the new breed. How could it be to interpret? There's nothing to interpret, Stacy. You either know the rules and the math. I was saying, when I first, I studied with this gentleman who used to work at the Adler building. That's Henry Adler in New York City. It's no longer in existence. He sold the building. And the gentleman's name was Charlie Tappan, a sweetheart of a man. I didn't particularly care about his technique nor his approach to technique. What I do, he did teach me how to read very well. All right, well, okay, Robert, that's okay. And there's a book. It's out of publication now. Hopefully it's going to come back through Hudson Music. The author is Ralph C. Pace, who is deceased now. And he used to live in Long Island, as a matter of fact. His son is a drummer as well, and I'm friends with Ralph C. Pace Jr., who has come here a few times, and he's going to be coming up for the holidays up to visit us in Long Island, so he's going to stop by a couple of times. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the Ralph C. Pace book. And what I'm going to do, when I have time, I'm going to start to write some of the sheets or the lines from variations of drumming, okay? And we're going to take variations of drumming in 16th note count, in 8th note count, in quarter note count, half note count, and whole note count. Now, you have the book in PDF? Where did you get that, Stacy? Because if you do have it, why don't you help out the other people here and help me out? You have William and Robert and Double Kicks and Jeffrey. Jeffrey, are you familiar with that book? Variations of Drumming by Ralph C. Pace? Okay. Well, if you have the book, or maybe you heard of the book. Okay, Jeffrey, very good. Did you? Who did you study with, Jeffrey? That's okay. You send it to. Can you send it to everybody, Stacy? That would be nice. Do you want to expose your email, or I could send William and I could send Robert, William, and Double Kicks and the rest of the guys that frequent this your email? Would that be okay with you? And Jeffrey, who did you study with? It's that late. Okay, that's very nice of you, Stacy. Everybody, why don't you guys take her email, and she'll get back to you with the PDFs on the book. It'll help me out because I don't have to start writing those pages out. Would that be okay, guys? That's a great book to get into with the syncopation book and what you call it, the new breed. Okay, that would help very much. We all could read that, right? What if I said I could transpose this into 7/8 or 5/8? Or parts of the syncopation book in 5/8 and 7/8. You got to do a little alteration. But I'm just curious as who can and who can't read that. I'm assuming I shouldn't assume, but I'm going to, that everybody can read those pages in a 16th note count. How come you don't say that about me, Robert? I do it all the time. It is nice of Stacy. Stacy's a good-hearted lady. No comment from Jeffrey. Jeffrey, you're going to email me? And we'll hook up on Zoom or Skype? Just kidding, Robert. All right. Now, tonight I scheduled a lesson on my site. Are you guys going to come to the lesson tonight, or you want me to do a Facebook lesson? Your choice, gentlemen, ladies. We have Double Kick, we have William, Robert, Stacy, and Hoist. Your choice. Facebook? Okay, Will. All right. How about you, Robert and Stacy? Facebook? Okay, we'll go on Facebook. I'll be there 7 o'clock. Everybody likes Facebook. They don't like my site no more. Okay. I got about 2 or 3 minutes left. We'll continue this. We're going to continue this tonight. On my wall now, I'm going to be. I can share it to one of the groups like the Art of Drumming or the Stick Control Room or whatever. But if you're not a member of those groups, you won't see it. And it'll still keep going on my wall, okay? But I can't respond to you. What would you like to work on tonight? You want to continue the odd times? Give me some input here. Jeffrey. Silence. Okay, question of the day. What time signature am I playing in? What's extra? You want to work for exercise? How about if I do this, Robert? It's better. Next time I do a Zoom master class, hold on a minute, Double Kicks. Next time I do a Zoom class, we could do a drum pad lesson. And we'll do all the stick control book and the different exercises. But tonight, let's do something a little different on the drum set. Now, let's talk about that. And you can be thinking 5/4, which I was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. But Can it not be 4, 4? 4 measures of 5 equals how many quarter notes? Four measures of 5, 4 equal how many quarter notes? No, it's not take 5. The question is, I have 4 measures. Okay, 20. Now I have 5 measures of 4, 4. How many quarter notes is that equal to? Haha, so what am I into here? Am I into 5, 4 or 4, 4? Or if I have 4, 4, all right, and 5, there you go, 20 and 20. But still, it could be 5, 4, or it could be 4, 4. Or if I subdivide that, 5, let's say 5, 4, I could have 3, 4, and 2, 4. Correct? So we're going to go through a whole course of subdivisions. Like when I do the 3 against 4. It's all related. It's all mathematical. Okay, you see what I'm talking? That's a subdivision. Yeah, I'm thinking of 5 rather. The ostinato is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. So on and so forth. I just love what I do. And I love learning most of all. So Jeffrey's going to take me to school and give me a lesson, which I sincerely appreciate, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, are you in any of my Facebook groups by any chance? I don't know if Jeffrey's still here or not. Anyway, I'm going to stop the stream. It's almost 1:45. Tonight on Facebook, guys, 7 o'clock on my wall. Jeffrey, are you there? Okay. No, Jeffrey. All right. Guys,